Hi everyone. So I know I have to stay here. I'm Noël Massé. Difficult name to pronounce for an English person. So it's not Mackay or Mace, even if Mace is the kind of metalhead, it's okay for me. So we're asked to speak about mainly myself. So first, I thought about naming this talk that I up full screen is better. Yeah. So I thought about naming this talk me, myself, I, and some avocado. Of code and avocado is better. Why avocado? You can search online Sarah Vieira, who is a developer Advocado, of course, and a meme. You can check it out online. Did a mistake and confuse the two words between avocado, the fruit, and advocate. So it's day now, and we like to talk about developer avocado as a kind of joke. Like I said, I will mainly speak about myself. So how I became a developer advocate in a development consulting company, ESN in French. So I will start by speaking about my childhood dreams. As far as I can remember, I always dreamed to be kind of a scientist, to solve difficult problems, the intellectual part of the work. And I also, at the same time, wanted to be kind of a comedian. But I found pretty quickly that I'll never be as funny as this kind of guy. It's Jimmy Carrey, if you didn't recognize him. So I had to find another way to do, to be on stage, transmit some joy and information, thoughts to people, and in the same time, kind of a scientific work. So when I became an adult, I started by being an IT teacher in an engineering school, and then I did more and more code, more and more development, and became a full-time developer. And I continue to be technical leader, lead developer, and then a technical director. So for the first part, it was really the kind of comedian work with a little scientific part. Developer, not really a comedian. Maybe some of you are some kind of comedian with their coworkers, but not on stage. And I found some kind of equality with comedian and etc. by being a tech leader, but I couldn't really manage to be really happy with this kind of job in this company. So I tried different things. I tried to be an architect, doing some teaching from time to time, etc. But my conclusion was that it was just the company and the job I had in this company wasn't working for me, so I resigned. And we are really lucky in our field as developers. We can resign before having any plans at all. It was my case, so I did not have any plans. I had to think about what I wanted to do as an adult. So I want to help people, I want to learn some new things every day and want to share this with anybody in my work life and in my job. So my conclusion was that I needed a job that could, where I could share my time between some kind of diversified pure tech activity and helping the community. Because before I was doing these two things, but community help was essentially in my spare time. Okay, so I saw that there were a wall between these two jobs, and that I had to find kind of a work 50-50 of my time between these two activities. I struggled a little to find this kind of job, didn't find the right company, the right job, and one day I met some people at Sphere, some great people, convinced me that it were a really great company and that I could do this kind of job in this company. So I joined the company. Yeah, I just forgot to say that when I received the final proposal from Sphere, there were just write on it, developer advocate. I already knew this kind of work, but somebody said to me, this is not the work you are looking for. Yeah? And because you have just the community part in it. And that's why I saw that there were a wall between these two activities. And being in a development consulting company as a developer advocate permits me to have these two activities. We really kind of help each other. And I will speak how we do that. So now you can think that developer advocacy is kind of helping developers to know your product. When you are like a developer advocate for Google, for example, there is Angular developer advocate, Google Cloud developer advocate, etc. But as a development consulting company, we don't have this kind of product. Our product is our developers' expertise, right? So we have, as a matter of fact, some principles in our company. This is these 5 principles. The first one, for the little anecdote, is the result of a vote by the employees when we asked what would be the word would better define Sphere. They answered excellence. And this is the foundation of our developer advocacy program. I will explain it with my own example. As I'm strongly front-end oriented, for the technical part, the excellence part, I mainly advocate how to do good web apps, right? So I speak a lot about progressive web apps, how to use well Angular and RxJS, React, Vue, mainly Angular for me. And I also work a lot for developer experience, for example, with the Angular CLI, etc. And developer experience is a kind of link between this part of my job and the kindness part, right? When we defined what is a developer advocate as Sphere, we thought about we are not a product development advocate. We are advocating for developers, right? For developers' happiness. And for example, there is 2 subjects in this part. The first one I like to advocate is the work awareness. We are many, as developers, really passionate about our job, but we think that our daily job isn't enough. We are bored sometimes, or we think that we have to do some more things to have a good career. So we are really many to think that this part is kind of mandatory, the last part during our spare time, etc. But I'm making this as a joke because a lot of us think, yeah, it's great, we are passionate about our job, it's a great field, etc. But when you really look at it, there could be overwork. Some people could do that not because they like that, but because they think it's mandatory, right? This stay work, not a spare time activity, etc. So we have to, as developers, as any kind of people who is involved in development, to go from this to this, right? So we need to enhance the quality of our project, of the development environment. That's why I work a lot for developer experience. That's the tools, but not only. It's also how we do project, how we manage, how people interact, etc. So doing this is really important because that permits that developers get back their spare time, and if they not, a lot of people go to depression and sometimes burnout. So it's not a joke, it's really important. The other subject I want to speak about in that part is the isolated developers. I illustrate that here today with the Dunning-Kruger effect. If you don't know it, just look at this chart. It's pretty simple. When you gain knowledge in field, this is not, your confidence is not progressively growing. This is kind of a U-shape. And even if some of my co-workers, co-developer advocates said to me, you have to speak about the first part, the I know everything part. You all know this kind of people who don't know anything but things they do. The really important part isn't that, it's the I'm never going to understand this, because some developers are stuck here, okay? And because nobody told them that the better is yet to come, and everybody, every good developer has knew this, they gradually stop gaining knowledge because they have zero confidence. So we all have to see this kind of people when this happens, say them, okay, the better is yet to come, and I will help you to gain knowledge. Because again, this kind of people could have depression, burnout, yeah, bored out, and this is really not good for people. So from this to this again. How we do it now? So how we do advocacy as developer advocate in a development consulting company. As you may already understand, we have the two activities. We stay some kind of consultant, but we mainly have, for me, our mission is mainly to help and contribute to the community. So as we don't have really a product, we do it for a wide range of cause, like I said, and each of us, as we have these two principles, freedom and responsibility, we are pretty free of what we can do because each of us prefers some things. For example, me, I love doing open source. It's not the case for every developer advocate at Sphere, okay? So we do talks like me today. We teach. We have Sphere School, which are free class for open to everyone. We write, for example, me, I didn't write yet on this new blog on Medium, CodeShake. And during consulting, we do some short-term and long-term consulting. Long-term consulting really permits us to be part of a team and see the problems I talked about earlier. Okay, we are really nourished by this activity, and it's not an obstacle. So we managed to do these two things. For example, when we help the community by responding to questions, we can do this to, for example, me, I do this via Twitter essentially, or after this talk, you can ask me questions for everyone. Inside our company, we respond to questions using Facebook Workplace, for example, and we also answer to questions from our commercial part, marketing part, etc. And doing this, we can all have a great activity by helping the community instead of just speaking of one product, even if speaking about one product is right. So you can check this out online. As a matter of fact, I was seeking to speak longer than that, but I'm right on 15 minutes, so you have time for questions. And so check this out. Sphere School, it's open to everyone and free again. Our GitHub organization for open source. We are building this now with our open source program office. Our Medium, Sphere account on Twitter, Sphere Institute, which is the kind of commercial part of Sphere School, and follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, again, if you want to ask questions, have advice, etc. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Questions for Noel?
I understand why it would be great for you to become a developer advocate personally, and clearly you make sense. But I'm not really sure why Sphere needs developer advocates.
So I'm okay. I see the question. I'm already a developer advocate. We are, as a matter of fact, 5, 6 developer advocates in this company, and we don't really need developer advocacy. It's a result of our ethics, right? So the thought behind that is that I suppose, even if I kind of know, with the freedom and responsibility part of our ethics, we, from a long time, since a long time, you know, permit to people to do talks, etc. Right? So, like it was said earlier, all the company, all the developers who want that can do talks, have time for that, etc. But developer advocates have special time for that. This is their main mission. And why we do this? Because we think that without any kind of numbers, etc., we will see the results. People who will understand that Sphere is a great company, that's okay. And by making being a developer better, we will permit to grow in that field, right? By making our field greater, we will be greater. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other question? No?
Any other questions?
If you are too shy, you can ask me question later.
Yes. Oh, okay, wait.
My company now do mainly proof of concepts and stuff. We mostly deliver really quickly projects to some other people. Do you think at some point we could use some developer advocates or not?
Yeah, right. I don't think you need to have something, as a matter of fact, for us to advocate. Okay, you have to have something you want to stand for. Okay, so I think that any company, if it's possible in this company, can use developer advocates because, like I said, I think it's the wrong vision to think that we only have to grow our company because we have concurrency with others. Okay, it's better to think about our field to grow, being a developer, being better, and we thinking with that in mind. Every company can use some developer advocate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a question?
Hi there, thanks for the talk. I see that
Welcome.
you have a school,
Yeah.
which I mentioned, some online education. I'm curious what the role of developer relations or developer advocacy, which is say your role, is in that particular
Yeah.
outreach.
As a matter of fact, we don't have a school, right? We have 2 programs. It's a developer academy is more for like a school, right? People inside who do some learning from a long-time perspective. But Sphere School is 1 day, 2 day, 3 day class, okay, open to everyone. So as developer advocates, a lot of us are teaching, but not only developer advocates are teaching. And it permits to see really how we can enhance to transmit knowledge. Okay, so we transmit knowledge. It's one of our main mission to permit for people to be better as a job, right? But it's also give us a feedback about how to enhance in our daily activity, right after that, when we will talk, how we can be better at transmitting information and knowledge. Right? That answers the question? Yeah? Thank you.
Okay, another question.
Thank you. You
Come
mentioned
again.
part of what you're doing is writing open source. How do you pick which project to work on? Is that internal project you need at Sphere that you actually open source, or is that contributing to existing project like Angular?
Okay, so I will not speak about this a lot because you have to ask this question to Wassim Shogam, who is now our head of open source program office. This is really new, so I will not speak instead of him. But for myself, for developer advocate, for now, it's really open, like I said. For me, for example, I will make a workshop at Angular Connect about Angular CLI because I am a contributor to Angular CLI and I love to contribute to that. Maybe in the future some of us will create some new product and we will advocate our open source product, I don't know. For now it's really everyone's responsibility, what you want to do and how can that nourish your tools, your teaching, etc. Okay.
Other questions?
Like I said, it's okay to be shy.
So to me, what you're doing is developer advocacy at Sphere is mostly for branding, for awareness of the brand for Sphere. And are you working with marketing, or or do they have any impact on what you do?
Okay. As a matter of fact, our desks are right to the marketing, but we don't really work with them. We have when we want to ask. Or, for example, to tell people we are doing this Sphere School, we are doing this talk, etc. They work for that, but we don't do marketing and we don't have the same mission they have. Even if I have a Sphere shirt today, sorry. That happened. So even if I have this shirt today, we don't have permission to speak about Sphere. I speak only now about what we do as developer advocates because more people know Sphere School or open source organization, etc., more we will have an impact. But our mission is not at all to make Sphere looks better to anyone. It's the marketing mission. We also have recruiters, which we say they are talent advocate, yeah? And they have the mission to give to people to make people want to be in Sphere, right? So this is not our mission. So, like I said, the only mission we have, and I don't have a polite word for that. It's not beep words. We really think that, and we want to make being a developer great. Yeah.
Okay, so we do have to stop now, but again, if you can stay after and ask more questions, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so one more round of applause for Noel.
Thank you.